Hey guys, it's Zach from the Concon channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to complete the Better Than Nature companion quest for Inez, which is a missable companion if you do not complete this quest before moving on to the next area. Now what you want to do is come over to this building, which is the biggest building in Fairfield and the main building essentially, and inside here is going to be two characters that you'll need to talk to. The two characters you'll come across is Acquisitions Officer Core and the Minister Mulver Street. Now you'll only be able to side with one of the two characters, either Core or Mulver Street, but either or you just need to follow their quest once you've accepted it. Once you've sided with one of the two NPCs, you'll then be told to go to the Ministry. You're then going to get a quest called A Refreshing Bit of News, and then you can go ahead and set that active. It's then going to take you to this location, which is called the Ministry of Accuracy, and you'll have to just get through this area, and there is going to be quite a few enemies. Once you've done all that you needed to do at the Ministry of Accuracy, you're going to return to either of the two NPCs you decided to side with. Mine was Mulver Street, so we are going to talk to him. You're going to then give him the document he requested you to find. Once you're done talking to Minister Mulver Street, you can then return back to the front door, and here will be Inez standing. You then want to talk to her, and then she's going to have a proposition to help her out, and you're going to take the deal. It's then going to ask you to send one of your other companions back to the ship. So once you send one of your companions back to the ship, you'll then be able to complete the Better Than Nature companion side quest for Inez. This is then going to take you to this location in Fairfield, where you'll need to speak to this other NPC. Now, after talking to the scientist NPC, she's going to have you go for either the Raptidon Matriarchy Graft or the Skeleton Crabble Graft. Now, you can either go for one or the other, or you can get both. But I do recommend going for both, as they actually do affect Inez's special ability. Now, in order to get the Crabble Graft, what you'll need to do is actually come up to the Sovereign Sweet Spire Grove. Now, if you haven't done this yet, it is pretty much a section you'll need to climb up onto, either using the elevator, or you'll need to just make your way up the mountain. And once you get to the top, you'll then come over down to this building. Once you're by this building, you can just follow my lead, and we're going to go all the way around to the bottom by the shore into the cave right over here. So starting from the building, facing towards this way, we are then just going to follow along down. And once you get to this section, you'll then be in the secret mysterious cave, where you'll now get the Skeleton Crabble Graft. And eventually, after searching, Inez is actually going to show you where to find the Crabble Skeleton Graft. She's then going to activate the generator, and you can then activate it over here. And now the enemies are going to come out, and you'll need to kill them. Now, it's pretty easy to defeat, but once you defeat him, you can then go ahead and collect the graft from him. Now, if you're on the step of the Better Than Nature quest for Inez, you might be wondering how to get the Matriarch Graft. Now, it is going to be located at the top of the map, and you'll need to come to this bridge right over here. If you have not progressed through the story, you might not have access to the bridge, but just by following the main story quest, you should be able to get access. Once you're here, you can then just follow me. Now, just be careful, there are going to be quite a lot of enemies in the area, so you just want to watch out for that. Once you get inside here, you'll then be in the cave, which is the Raptidon Den, which is obviously where you're going to now get your graft piece. So you're then going to head deeper into the cave until you get to this section right here. Now you'll just need to defeat all the enemies in this area. Once you defeat all the enemies in the area, Inez is going to talk to you and she's going to have the pheromones to actually bring out the matriarch. Once you're done speaking to Inez, the matriarchy will then come out and now you'll be in a very tough boss battle. Now what I recommend doing in this boss fight is to actually just defeat all the side enemies that aren't the main one, because they just do a lot of tick damage to you while you're distracted. Once you've defeated the rest of them, you can then just obviously focus on the main boss. Once you defeat the Raptidon, you'll then be able to get the grafting piece from the specimen, and then you can show Inez if you want to, or you can literally just go back to the scientist. Once you've collected either all the grafts or both, depending on what you wanted to do, you can return back to the scientist. Now it actually does matter which piece you give to her because it gives her different abilities. So the Raptidon graft will give her the ability to go invisible and heal you without enemies noticing, or she can go with the Crabble graft, which will give her more firepower, which obviously based on your decision or your playstyle might help you out. You can then talk again to Inez, and this is kind of how you complete your quest. Once you've done that, you'll now have Inez as your companion permanently for the rest of the game. It's been Zach from the Con channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.